All right, today we're going to talk about something wild, a completely new way to pick up a technical skill. We're going to focus on Helm, the package manager for Kubernetes. But honestly, the method we're about to cover could change how you learn pretty much anything. Okay, let's jump right in. So let me ask you a question. How many times have you been faced with some new complex tool and you just, thinking about that mountain of documentation you have to get through? All those hours of trial and error before you can even get something basic up and running? Well, this whole explainer is about skipping that entire painful process.
And how do we do that? Well, we do it by flipping the entire concept of learning on its head. The idea here is, a little weird at first. What if instead of learning a skill from scratch, you could just own it from the get-go?
And this slide just lays it all out, right? On the left, you've got the old way, the grind, reading docs, hitting error after error, slowly, painfully making your way up that long learning curve. But on the right, that's the new way. You don't start by learning, you start by having the complete working skill built for you by an AI.
So you're probably wondering, okay, how does this magic trick actually work? Well, it's not magic, but it is pretty cool. It's all about using a very specific AI agent that does all that initial heavy lifting for you. So let's meet your new personal skill builder.
At the core of all this is something called the AI Skill Creator. Think of it as a specialized function that does one thing and does it incredibly well. It goes straight to the source, the official documentation, to really understand the tool. And that's key, right? It means it's not guessing or using some random, outdated info from a blog post. It builds a complete custom skill for you with all the right parts based entirely on the official, correct way of doing things.
And you know what the best part is? Kicking this whole thing off is so simple. It's literally a two-step process. Let's just walk through it together. Okay, step one is just setting up your lab. You just pop over to the GitHub repo, hit that green code button, download the zip, extract it, and then open that folder in your terminal. That's it. Seriously, in just a few clicks, your entire environment is ready to go. Now for step two. This is where you actually give the instruction, and this right here is where you see the real power. You're not writing a single line of code. You're just writing a simple request in plain English. You tell the AI what you want, a new skill for Helm charts, and, this part is crucial, you tell it how to build it. Go study the official docs so there's, and I love this phrase, no self-assumed knowledge.
The second you hit enter, the AI just kicks into gear. First, it uses a tool, in this case it's called Context 7, to go grab all the official Helm documentation from the web. Then, it might come back and ask you a couple of quick questions just to make sure it's building exactly what you're looking for. And once it's got all that info, bam, it generates the complete skill for you.
So, after that super quick process, what's the big payoff? What do you actually have to show for it?
This. Exactly this. It sounds like a huge statement, but it's absolutely true. Before reading a single Getting Started guide, you now possess a fully formed functional Helm skill, built on best practices from the ground up.
And hey, this isn't some abstract concept. It's a real thing, right there on your computer. You can actually navigate to this exact directory, .claude/skills/helmchart, and you'll see it. All the files, the templates, the references, everything that makes up your new skill. So does that mean your learning is over? You just have the skill and that's it? No way. In fact, this is where the real learning, the fun part, actually begins. But now you're starting from a much more powerful position. There's a line from the source material that just sums this up perfectly. You're not starting from a blank page anymore. You're learning by exploring a perfect working example. Your job now is to figure out what the AI built, to see how all the pieces fit together, and then you learn how to make it even better. It's like instead of learning to build a car from a textbook, someone just handed you the keys to a custom-built engine and said, all right, let's pop the hood and see how this thing works. And that just leaves us with this one fascinating final thought. This is way bigger than just Helm, It's a whole new way of thinking about how we gain technical knowledge. What if the first step to mastering any complex tool wasn't to read the manual, but to have the tool build itself for you first? I mean, what could you accomplish if you always got to start on page 100? Definitely something to think about.